Welcome back, Fic Readers. This is part 5 of the series Fluffy Minty Boy and His Dragon Daddy, called Baby Dragon by RdmFavCpls. Let's get started. Summary. A small dragon has attached itself to Midoriya, and all they know is that it is due to a quirk. Story begins. It was a normal day for Class 1A, even as they waited for their homeroom teacher to arrive for class, who was unusually late, when a little jingle for the PA system sounded. Will Coda from Class 1A please report to the front office? I repeat, will Coda from Class 1A please report to the front office? Thank you, the voice of their homeroom teacher said. The mentioned student felt his face heat up, sweat starting to roll off him, tears forming in his eyes as he felt his peers look at him. Hey, Coda, everything will be okay, Midoriya said with a smile. Yeah, with how much trouble Midoriya, Bakugo, and Kaminari get into, they haven't been reported to the front office yet, Hagakure said. I take offense to that, Kaminari said as Bakugo shouted an insult at her. She's got a point, Midoriya said with a nervous laugh. At this point, Jiro said, twirling one of her earphone jacks, if anyone in Class 1A gets in trouble, it's going to be more than one student getting trouble in the class. We're a family now, Coda. They might just need your expertise on an animal or something. Shoji nodded his head as he brought out a tentacle with a mouth. I believe they're right, Coda-san. I heard that there has been a criminal running loose with a quirk that changes someone into an animal. Someone from the school might have gotten caught up in it, and they need a translator. Which means somebody needs to be on Midoriya duty, Tokiyami said as Dark Shadow revealed itself and nudged Coda, who was getting up. It can't be anyone from the main Deku squad. I believe it's Kirishima and Sero's turn, Mina said. Guys, really, Midoriya said. It's not necessary. Midoriya, Coda sighed. It is necessary with you, because we care about you, and you will throw yourself head first towards the criminal just because they hurt someone or attacking someone you hold dear. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll be back. If you're not, we'll send out a search party, and whoever took you will have to deal with all of us once we find them, Ojiro said as Coda walked out the door. Mito babe would totally take the lead, Mina said. Coda entered the front office where Principal Nezu and Aizawa-sensei stood while a small, dark green scale dragon was flying around. Coda blinked as the dragon kept saying, I want Izuku. Where is Izuku? But he's sure that to the other teachers, it was just tiny roars. Ah, Coda, welcome, welcome, Nezu said. As you can see, we have a slight dragon problem, and we don't know what exactly it wants. Izuku! I want Izuku! The tiny dragon said, as it landed on the desk stomping its feet. We were wondering with your quirk if you can possibly talk to the dragon or not, Aizawa said. My quirk doesn't cancel it out, so either there is a mutation quirk in effect, or I need to see the person who has the quirk to cancel it anyway. Coda said. Excuse me, little dragon? The dragon looked at Coda with toxic green eyes as smoke came out of its nostrils. You kept saying you want Izuku. Do you mean Midoriya Izuku? Coda asked. Of course. Problem Child will be involved somehow, Aizawa said, pinching his nose. The dragon flew up and blew fire at Aizawa with a roar. Don't call him a problem child. My Izuku is too giving and forgiving to be a problem child, the dragon said. He flew to Coda as Aizawa dodged the flames. You know Izuku? Can you take me to him, please? Please take me to Izuku. Coda held out his hands, and the little dragon landed on them, his green eyes looking up at Coda with a puppy dog look. I miss Izuku so much. Please show me where he is. He wants to go see Midoriya. He also says not to call Midoriya a problem child, Coda said. Oh, the dragon knows Midoriya, Nezu said with a slight hum. I see nothing wrong with allowing the dragon to go see Midoriya. How do we know this dragon isn't a villain? Aizawa said. I'm not bringing a villain close to my students. Can you explain how you got turned into a little dragon? Coda asked. I can't give out too many details. It's still an open investigation, but I had just gotten done with a patrol for a wanted fugitive when I saw a criminal using their quirk on a child. I ran in and got the child to safety, but I got hit with a quirk, the dragon said. Coda blinked at the dragon. Is it possible you're related to Midoriya? Because it seems like a Midoriya move. Young Coda, Nezu said, have you figured out if the dragon is a villain? I don't think he is, Coda said, sweating. He said he was done with patrol when he saw a criminal using their quirk on a child. He ran to save the child and was hit with the quirk. I want to see Izuku, the tiny dragon said. Please, I can smell Izuku on you, and I'm being polite and not flying off to find him. He says he can fly off and find Midoriya now, but he's being polite, Coda said quickly. So I really don't think he's a villain or anything bad. He just misses Midoriya. How does he know Midoriya? Aizawa said. The dragon huffed and started to flap its wings to fly. Izuku is my fluffy mint. Koda blinked. Midoriya is the dragon's fluffy mint? I think I translated that correctly, Koda said. However, homeroom is almost done, and the class might actually leave the classroom to come find me. Aizawa sighed. You're right. Let's go. It's too early for all of this, Aizawa said as he looked at the dragon, who looked back at Aizawa. Aizawa activated his quirk. However, dragon, if you dare try and harm any of my students, especially Midoriya, I will have no problems throwing you out the window. The dragon huffed, a small fireball escaping its puffed-out chest. I want to see you try, little man. Koda looked at Aizawa. Do you want me to translate? No. Let's go. The dragon rested on Koda's shoulder as they walked through the halls of UA. As they got closer to the door, the dragon flew up into the air and circled around them, roaring happily, repeating the word Izuku. Aizawa opened the door to the classroom. The dragon zoomed in, roaring Izuku, as it flew straight towards the green student. Aizawa-sensei! Koda! What the heck is that? Kaminari said, looking at the green dragon that had run into Midoriya's face. That is a dragon. All we know is that it wants Midoriya, and that it was affected by a quirk. Aizawa said, hopefully now, since it's with the problem child, Aizawa ignored a growl from the dragon, it will be quiet and stop its roaring. The dragon landed on Midoriya's desk and shook itself off as it seemed to be content, letting Midoriya rub the top of its head. I'm confused, Midoriya said. The dragon roared something, and Midoriya gave it a deadpan look. No, not that. I'm confused over how tiny you are. You literally fit in the palm of my hand. Like, shouldn't you be bigger? Midoriya, can you understand the dragon? Yes, Midoriya said. You guys can't? Dude, all we hear are roars, Kirishima said. And they are manly as hell. The dragon puffed up its chest and wings and pride as it walked in a circle. I don't have the patience for this, Aizawa said. Koda and Midoriya, you are in charge of the dragon. If it gets out of hand, toss the guy out the window. Make sure he doesn't distract the other students. Aizawa-sensei, not to be mean or dumb, Kaminari said, but we have a dragon, a baby dragon, in our class. How are we not supposed to get distracted? Koda giggled as the dragon flew up into Midoriya's hair. Great, Midoriya said, as the dragon curled up into a ball on his head. You finally achieved your life goal of using my hair as a nest. Now, are you going to be content and let my class focus on studies? The dragon roared happily as it stuck its head through one of Midoriya's many curls. Midoriya grumbled out English curses under his breath and a small ow as the dragon slapped Midoriya with his tail. It was a joint heroics class with Aizawa and All Might today, and they had to be in their hero costumes. The little dragon was not leaving Midoriya's side, though, as the class found out during the English class when Midoriya had thrown the dragon out the window. The little dragon had pressed its face against the window, whining and staring at Midoriya with a pitiful expression, its green eyes looking like a puppy begging for a treat. The dragon was more than willing to give Midoriya and Koda the answers for the English test, which was why he was tossed out the window. Then, when it was time for heroic law, the dragon flew into Aizawa's capture scarf, and it peeked its green eyes out as they took the quiz. When Aizawa asked for a reason, Midoriya responded that the dragon knows better than to try and give Koda and him the answers, or he'll get locked out of the classroom by the window. Ah, young Midoriya, what is that sticking out of the collar of your costume? All Might said, seeing the head of the dragon peeking out of the collar with awe. It's the annoyance of the day, Aizawa said. It's a dragon that has stuck to Midoriya for most of the day. The dragon was looking around in awe at all the costumes. Its little roars to Midoriya made it seem like it was excited, and Koda's face was blushing at what it was saying. Midoriya was just nodding his head along with the dragon, and only Koda and Midoriya understand what he's saying, Aizawa said. Aizawa sighed. Midoriya, is the dragon about done with its roar fest? The dragon is just excited, Midoriya said. I'm sure once he turns back to normal, he'll repeat everything again because he will be able to use correct tools to help gather his thoughts. Okay, so in this exercise, we will be having you do heroes versus villains, like All Might started to explain when someone came out of the forest behind them, laughing. Where is he? The stranger said. Where is that stupid little dragon? I'll make millions out of him on the black market. Everyone in class, plus the two teachers, were looking at the stranger with a critical eye as they got into a fighting spot. Him! He was the one who hit me with his quirk. He's a wanted fugitive in like 5 countries. The dragon roared as it rose out of Midoriya's collar and hovered in place in front of Midoriya. Oh my Kami, are you kidding me? Midoriya said. He looked at the criminal and pointed at him. You are dumb. Dumb as bricks. Midoriya, that is not very heroic, Ida said. I mean, the nerd's right, Bakugo said with a smirk. Unless he came here for a beating, then he's smart as hell. How dare you? Do you not know what I can do? The stranger said. My quirk is amazing. It makes so much money from those winning illegal pets to certain people. You are a wanted fugitive, yes? Midoriya said. You are a criminal who turns people into animals with their quirk. You broke into a school that is known for heroes. Midoriya motions to his classmates. We are students going to school to learn how to be heroes. He motions to Aizawa. You have an underground hero. He motions to All Might, the retired symbol of peace and the former #1 hero. And you came here to collect this tiny dragon? Midoriya said. Do you know that all the staff here are pro heroes? Okay, I'm going to have to agree with Midoriya on this one. This guy's dumb as bricks. I mean, I'm not even that dumb, Kaminari said. The stranger yelled out, Shut up! I am not dumb. You're just bluffing. Now hand over the dragon and no one else will get hurt. No, Midoriya said. Then suffer, the stranger said as a beam of blue light escaped his hands. Aizawa activated his quirk to try and stop the light, but the dragon rushed forward and took a hit with the quirk. The dragon glowed blue and the tiny dragon began to glow. The shape of the dragon changed into an 8-foot-tall human. When the light faded, the human had a dragon head with dark green, almost black scales, and toxic green eyes glared at the criminal as his tail, a dragon tail with matching scales, lashed out and pinned the criminal down to the ground. Want to know the best part? The dragon man said with a smile at the criminal. You are now under arrest. Holy Kami of the gods, Mina said as she looked up at the dragon man. He is freaking tall. Like, is his mother a mountain god or something? Izuku snorted at the comment, and the dragon man let out a small huff of laugh. God freaking damn it, Deku, Bakugo said. I think he got freaking taller. I think I understand why most of you complain about looking up at me, All Might said as he looked up at the man. I'm sorry, but is no one going to question how this tiny dragon became a huge dragon man? Dark Shadow asked. What a mad banquet of darkness, Tokoyami said. I guess that comment makes sense now, Koda said. What comment? Midoriya asked. Well, at the office, Aizawa threatened to throw the dragon out the window, and the dragon said he would like to see him try while calling him a tiny man, Koda said. Midoriya snorted as the class watched Aizawa tie the criminal up with his capture scarf, and the other staff members rushed out. Dad, show respect to Aizawa-sensei. 20 heads snapped to look at Midoriya. That mountain dragon man is your father? Mina asked. Yes, Midoriya said with a smile, and my grandmother is not a mountain god or something. She is a sweet little old lady who bakes the most delicious muffins in existence. Her quirk deals with adding spice with 5-finger touch. Izuku, my fluffy mint, the dragon Midoriya said, hugging his son. He curled up around his son, his tail wrapping around him and pulling him into his chest. Clawed hands went to his curly hair as the dragon's snout nuzzled the boy's cheek. Your hair is absolutely soft and perfect for a nest. My obsession with it is not weird now. Aizawa looked at the scene and stared up at the dragon man. Okay, I have questions. I have so many questions. So, Eraserhead, Dragon Midoriya said, how are you going to throw me out of a window now, little man? All Might coughed. If you don't mind me asking, but who are you? Top international underground, stupid bloody politics and ratings and sponsorships. Just let me have my job so I can spend more time with my little fluffable mint. Hero Torch, Torch said. Now, my precious little mint, do you have any notebooks and pens nearby? I am super excited to be here amongst so many cool new heroes, like Andy Voice, Creati, Earphone Jack, my personal favorite Deku. Nope, you're not biased at all, Midoriya said. But there are so many things wrong with your outfits, Torch said. Invisible Girl, you are such a lovely girl. You do not need to go around being naked. Please let me redesign your costume with my support team to give you protection. Creati, no, absolutely not. You have nothing protecting your vitals. I know how your quirk works, and it's similar to how Midnight's quirk is used. There are fabrics out there that you can tear off and put back on. There are fabrics that won't affect your quirk being used. Cellophane, your quirk relies on your elbows, so why are they uncovered? And Ingium, can't stop twinkling? Please, just let me redesign your costumes. It is way too noticeable, and in no way are you going to need to be that shiny. Aizawa looked over at Nezu and pointed at Torch. Hire him. Please. We need someone who the students can talk to about their costume choices before they go out in the field, Aizawa said. Hell no, Bakugo said. Hobo, are you trying to get world domination started? The principal is already a creepy little critter. Damn Deku was a stalker with his notebooks about quirks with all types and the many support items that could help. His father with his costume critiques? You think Deku's mutterings are bad? His is worse. Aizawa stared at Bakugo before staring at the principal. I beg of you, please hire Torch to help with the costumes. Ooh, Torch said as his tail wagged. If I get hired, can I help all the hero students and hero hopefuls in general education design their Limelight and Underground costumes? Like, each hero student gets 2 costumes, so they have to go into Limelight missions or Underground missions? How soon can you start? Nezu said, as his eyes glinted in the sunlight at President Mike's shoulder. And how fast can we get your son into being a U-Wave quirk analyst? I can start now, Midoriya said with bright eyes. Quirk analyst sounds so amazing, and I love analyzing quirks as a hobby. Excellent, Nezu said, clapping his paws. Please come see me after school today, and we shall start the paperwork. And that was part 5 of the series Fluffy Minty Boy and His Dragon Daddy, called Baby Dragon by RdmFavCpls. I am so sorry that it's been so long since I updated a story. I had a really busy Christmas, and then getting the new year started was crazy. I enjoyed this story because it's on the funny side of ridiculous, and it makes me laugh every time. I hope that you enjoyed it as well, and please let me know what you think, and join me again next time.